Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing the Parramatta Eels against New Zealand match, round 17 of the 2020 NRL competition. I've just gotten home from work, just made myself some tea, but I'm going to give you this review right now. Now coming into the game, we come off the back of a 38-0 loss against South, very embarrassing. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this now. And New Zealand's been on a bit of a roll over the last, you could see, 5 to 6 weeks. I think they went into this match with a 5 to 6 win streak, so it was going to be a tricky game for us. Early on, though, we played really well that first 20 minutes or so. The first try was scored through Micah Sivo, but it was a wonderful pass by Sean Lean. It was kind of like a no-look pass down the left-hand side, and Micah Sivo went untouched. And then we had some really good spells through the middle and that, and we got another try through Jai Field, which I think out of all the tries that we scored, or all the plays that we did, this was probably one of the best of the match. It was Gutherson going through the middle. He put in a wonderful kick for Jai Field, and who was filling in for Dylan Brown, and he scored. And then there was also a bomb try by Blake Ferguson. He almost scored his first try of the year, but he dropped the ball over the line. I think he really should have caught that ball. Then Blake Ferguson finally got a try. He got his first try of the year, which I bet you he was dead pleased with. And I think he would have been sat there for a few weeks thinking, what's wrong with me? I'm a winger. I should be scoring, and I'm not. And he finally got a try, and you could see how relieved he was. And after about 20 minutes or so, we were in control of the game. I thought that we played really well to start off. And then there was a moment which happened where we put through another kick, and Keane Evans scored a try over the line, but it was ruled that he knocked on. Now, that could have made it potentially 22-0, game over. But right after that, there was an incident involving one of the New Zealand players, and it was alleged that he'd punched Nathan Brown in the face. Now, I've looked this over a couple of times, and it looks like it was more of a shove into his face, or it kind of hit him here. But I think the referee, without actually looking at any of the replays, has kind of just gone off his gut feeling maybe, and he's probably seen that and gone, there's intent to punch in the face there, so you get 10 in the bin. Now, we kind of, in that period, we initially made a bit of a meal of the New Zealand player being in the bin. We had a couple of, I think we had a goal line dropout that we had to deal with, and then we also lost the ball. Towards the end of the half though, and this is something that I've noticed with Brad Arthur coached teams over the years, especially in the last couple of years, we seem to concede tries right before half time, and that was the case again. We conceded two quick tries right one after the other. The first try, I don't think there was really much you could do with that, because that was just Harlem Globetrotter stuff, and you're not really, when you're training and when you're practicing for the match, you don't train those scenarios. That was, I think a lot of teams would have found that hard to defend, that type of a try where the ball's just going everywhere. The next try was a bit of soft defence through the middle, which led to a try off another kick. It ended 16-12 at half time. I was not happy with that, because really, once again, we, right before half time, we let a team back into the match with a couple of tries or a try. And then going into the second half, I think we didn't handle the situation well. We didn't play well in the second half for most periods of the second half. I think we got a try through Wonga Blake, and then we ended up getting the penalty goal. But New Zealand also hit back with a try of their own, and there was a chance that the game could have gone to golden point, but luckily Sivo and Jennings pulled off a great tackle on the left hand edge on Peter Iku, and that I think that pretty much saved our blushes. Once again, as I said just earlier, it's something about Parramatta over the last few years, especially when Brad Arthur's been the coach, where we just have an inability to hold on to the ball, and we have an inability to close out games, and we have an inability to hang on to a lead when we're in front and we should go on with it. And I'm not too sure if that's maybe a mentality thing, or maybe there's something at training, or maybe it's the players themselves. But it's just something that I've noticed over the years, and I'm pretty sure if any Parramatta fans are watching it, they'd probably agree with me on that, because it is frustrating. I knew that when we were up about 16-0 or 12-0 early on, that Parramatta has it in them to let teams back into the match, and I think we made this game harder for ourselves than what it really should have been. But I'm glad that we got the win. It looks like we're going to finish top 4 unless we lose our last 3 matches, which I don't see happening. I don't see us beating Penrith, but I think we'll either beat West or Brisbane for sure. Now, another thing that kind of really annoyed me, and I know this might make some people upset, is the constant fawning over New Zealand and their players and their situation, and the players haven't been home for months, and Todd Peaton hasn't seen his children for months, and all this keeper. And I'm thinking, I haven't seen my parents for 2.5 years. I haven't seen my fiancée for 1.5 years. These people, they're highly paid sports athletes. They get to play the game that they love. I don't get to do that. I just have a regular job. In a couple of weeks, if New Zealand don't make the finals, they'll be back home in 2 or 3 weeks. Well, 3 to 4 weeks. So, I mean, they've already been in Australia for a few months now. Surely they can hang on for another couple of weeks. And they're well paid. And at the end of the day, they get to go home and see their families. Whereas I'm not exactly in the same position. And I think in some regards, I've got it tougher than what they've got it. But that's what I'm going to see on the New Zealand situation, because it kind of pissed me off a bit how they just constantly go on about it. But other than that, I think when that full-time siren happened today, it was more relief than anything, because I think if we would have lost today, we could pretty much see tatty bye to the top 4, if you want to put it in my words, because Canberra, South are right on our heels, and we needed at least 1 or 2 wins before the end of the season to solidify that top 4 position. Do I think that we're contenders? No, I don't. I don't think that we will win the premiership or make the grand final. But if you would have asked me at the start of the year, would you be happy with the top 4 finishing in a couple of finals games, I would have taken it. So that's my review of the round 17 match between Parramatta and New Zealand. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. And if you're enjoying the content that I'm making and all the videos I do, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and share the videos out there with the public. So anyways, everyone, catch us all later. I'm going to be doing my Numpty of the Week video shortly, so stay tuned for that one. Alright, catch us all later. Tatty bye.